Hello everyone, Anthony here. Today in this video I wanted to have a discussion. Don't mind my GoPro, I record myself driving now, just because apparently I get in trouble all the time. I don't know, just in case anything happens. But I wanted to have a discussion. Give me like 1 second to get set up here. There was an article on Zero Hedge that I was reading about the Pentagon, I think it was, flying drones or planes overhead of George Floyd protests in like late May, early June, around there when they first started getting big. Yeah, so here's the article. I'll just put it up right there and I'll put the link in the description. But the title just says like, Pentagon Report deems covert surveillance aircraft flown over George Floyd protests legal. And I don't see how that wouldn't be legal. Let me try to find in this article their reasoning, the Pentagon's reasoning for why it's legal, and then I'll give you my reasoning for why it's legal, because we have two different thoughts. So it says that the National Guard was exonerated after allegations that it illegally gathered intelligence on Americans by flying reconnaissance planes over at least 4 U.S. cities in order to gather data on growing protests in late May and early June. So the defense secretary said that he never personally approved of this, but it didn't require his approval because they were just observing crowd sizes and to probe if any emergencies such as large fire was unfolding. So I guess their reasoning was that they were just observing crowd sizes and seeing if any large fires or anything would happen. Now, I know, like, I have security cameras on my house, and anyone who does YouTube as well knows that this is my reasoning for why I think it's legal. Anyone that is out in public is out in public. The rule for Pennsylvania, and I don't know like federally what the law is or what it is in different states, but the law in Pennsylvania is if there's an expectation of privacy, then you don't have to be warned of being filmed. So if you're in a bathroom, someone has to tell you like, hey, there's cameras in the bathroom. Like they have to put a sign up saying like, hey, there's cameras in the bathroom or whatever. And I would imagine as well, like if you're inside of an apartment, there would probably be an expectation of privacy inside of an apartment. I don't know with that, but say that you're in an apartment building, you can have cameras outside on the porch facing towards the street and facing the porch because there's no expectation of privacy on the porch because they're public and shared areas. But if you have a security camera facing inside your neighbor's window, well, inside of their apartment, past that window, there's an expectation of privacy. So that's what I would have used if as an argument for these allegations that the Pentagon was illegally observing U.S. citizens. And that's what I hold true to believe because, well, let me just give you some examples. And this is kind of where I wanted to have the conversation about is what do you guys think? Do you think this is ethically okay? Some examples that I put forth. So say that you meet a girl. Say that you meet a girl in the supermarket, she's a cashier, and you learn her name, and then you go to look up her on social media, on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, with her name, and you see like public information that she has on her account, stuff that's public that you don't have to have a friend request for, and you use that information to determine like, hey, is it worth me pursuing this girl? Because maybe let's say that maybe she posts stuff that is indicative of her not being great relationship material, or post things that could be concerning to if she would be good relationship material. So in that way, you're protecting your heart, you're protecting yourself, because women aren't going to tell you like everything that is wrong with them, or wrong, I guess, is kind of a subjective term or whatever. But they're not going to tell you like red flags. There's women that won't tell you that they have kids. There's women that won't tell you the reasons that they broke up, because that they broke up with their exes or their past relationships didn't work out. So, for example, my neighbor downstairs from me is like a huge Black Lives Matter. I don't want to say huge Black Lives Matter supporter, but there's videos of her on her Facebook profile showing her at protests that were downtown, saying that when she was 4 years old, she was targeted for discrimination by other 4-year-olds because they wouldn't let her play with them. This is like a public speech that she gave at a protest that was filmed, and she has like all this other stuff like, oh, I love my melanin and this stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just me, if I'm gonna see a girl and try to pursue a girl or something, I know with my past experiences with Lala, this stuff isn't, and seeing like all the Black Lives Matter stuff now and dealing with Black people, it's one thing to, you can find some Black people and families that you can talk to about all this stuff and they're respectful and you can have actual discussions about everything and it not ruin the relationship. But then when you get into like an actual relationship with kids and stuff, I'm not sure if it's possible when, if you're like a white guy and you're dating a Black girl and the Black girl's saying like, oh, this Black guy found the cure for AIDS, but the government assassinated him, or this Black guy is who invented cell phones, but the government like hid everything because the government doesn't want anyone to know that Black people are stronger and alpha, and Black people are meant to rule this world, and there's all this white privilege and white supremacy and all that. I don't know if that's going to be like something that you can get past on a relationship. So what do you think about that? Like, as far as the ethics of privacy, you're using public information to protect yourself in that case. And a lot of times, like, people say that you're a guy that has money, or you're a guy that a girl, like I said before, that a girl is really attracted to. Well, she's not going to want to tell you the truth about who she is because she'll be afraid that you're going to leave her once you find the truth. And that's kind of the same thing with these rioters and protesters saying that they're peaceful and saying that they're not going to cause any harm or anything like that. And what they were doing was having the front lines of peaceful people, and then there's people rushing in. So there's like a front line of like peaceful people distracting the cops and everything, and then while the cops are distracted, there's people rushing in, dumping bags of frozen water bottles and rocks on the ground, and bringing in like improvised defense and weapons and stuff like that into the protests. So I was gonna say, like, I can show you guys the video of what I'm talking about, but it's out there. It's on Zero Hedge. I'm probably just being lazy to not want to look through everything. If I find it, I'll put it in the description down below. But people aren't being honest, so you have to like observe their actions and do like some type of, not racial profiling, but individual profiling to see who you're dealing with and stuff like that. So that's why I think, like, if someone has public information, like, it's not stalking to do that. Like, especially me having, like, I want to know, like, my neighbors, I want to know the people that are around me to see what I'm dealing with, and if I'm going to be safe in these relationships and stuff. And another use for it, say that you're a small business. So the reason I'm saying small business is because big businesses, they're more, they have like human resource departments, and they have to hire minorities and do all this stuff that just gives advantages to minorities and makes it unfair to white people and white males especially. So you can use, like, say you're a small business hiring someone, you can look up their name, you can do a background check of them online, You can look at their social media accounts as well and see like work history or how they treat people, and get a sense for how they behave, and if they're going to be a stand-up employee, or if they're going to be like a drug addict or someone that's going to keep the job for like a month. So you can tell like if they're going to be dependable before you hire them. And like I said, all this is like public information. It's not like you're invading anyone's privacy because you're not using anything that they don't have public. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on that. That I don't see any problem with that. Apparently, some people do, and those are the people that do see a problem with that are the people who are unsavourable people, I guess. And they don't want public information to be used against them because they're the ones who are losing out because of these laws, losing out because of this. So because of their bad character and their history, they're the ones that are trying to suppress information about themselves. And that's what I think this is really all about. Another example that I just thought of that I wanted to put in there is, say that like a ex-girlfriend contacts you again and you really miss her and you've missed her and you guys haven't talked for a while. Well, you can look on her social media to see like if she has a boyfriend, if she has a kid now, if she just lost her job and needs money. Like if she has a boyfriend, if she's seeing someone else, and if there's clues to that, well, then you're not gonna get your heart involved. If she has a kid and no boyfriend, well, you're not gonna wanna get involved and try to raise someone else's kid, which is like a whole other topic, but you don't want to be promoting single mothers and all that, and you're really not gonna raise someone else's kid the same way that you would your own. So those kids often get neglected and not cared for, and in extreme cases even abused, because but mostly neglect because the mothers end up siding with the boyfriend because they know that their sexual market value is decreased, and so they are even more lenient on the type of guys that they date, and then they date like losers because these losers don't have high sexual market value as well because they're dating a single mother. So the woman already doesn't have good choices in men, and because she previously had a kid with someone and didn't go about figuring out if they'd work out beforehand and all that, or she chased the guy away or something like that, and so then this woman doesn't have many options because of her sexual market value is low. So then she goes with whatever, like loser boyfriend, or she just naturally just picks loser boyfriends, which could be why she is a single mother now too, is because she eventually realized that the guy that she's sleeping with and fell in love with and had a kid with is actually a loser. So maybe she's just like predisposed to dating losers or something like that. So you can figure out stuff like this, and you can see like if this girl like gets in touch with you, if she's dating someone now or whatever, so you can like protect your heart with that. And another thing, like say like you're interacting with someone and they have the coronavirus or they had it recently. Well, if you're just like at the grocery store and it's a cashier that you know and you're like kind of friendly with, well then if you see it on their social media that they had the coronavirus, then you'll know to be extra careful and extra safe with yourself. And also you can also see with people's social media if they sleep around or not, so then you'll know the higher risk of you getting an STD or whatever if you sleep with them. Anyway, yeah, like I said for like the millionth time, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, or you can call in and we can have a conversation about it. Take care, guys. Thank you. And it's so hot in this car. Goodbye.